'Twas the night before WrestleMass, and all was smarking on your timeline on the internet. And Sportskeeda was giving you the wrestling chitter-chatter that you needed to get away from your mom, who thinks you want to open up socks on Christmas? Socks? Do they have wrestlers on them? Then I'll open those socks. It's a Sportskeeda Wrestling Holiday Top Story Spectacular!
Watch out, watch out, watch out, watch out!
'Twas the night before Christmas. Santa Claus brought his fat, sorry ass down that chimney. I gave that son of a bitch a stunner. I took the toys. I gave it to the kiddies. I left them one bear.
What?
Two bears.
What?
3 bears.
What?
Then I took them cookies with the little sprinkles on top, and I stomped his ass. I couldn't keep it going. What's up, everybody? It is Christmas Eve. It is Christmas Day, wherever you are. Whether or not you celebrate the holiday, it is a holiday. We all have it off. On the series of giving, the season of giving is upon you. The season's beatings. How many wrestling shows are called season's beatings? This is 4 people.
Because I would much rather be here live doing this and be at my sister-in-law's. I mean, she's not watching this, so it doesn't matter. But
what's up, everybody? I'm Kev Kellam, joined by Jeremy Bennett in Nebraska. If he asks, he's wearing a Snoopy sweater.
Oh yeah.
There we go.
Yeah.
I described it before the show went live. Snoopy is, quote, tits up.
His
No,
beard.
no, Santa
His beard just
Santa
gets
is.
enveloped
Santa.
with
Okay,
his
it's
hat.
Santa sticking out of a chimney, so
Yeah.
Santa is literally going into your skull.
Santa is tits up.
Okay, all right. And then Jose is down in Florida, a state that is looking like a certain part of the. I can't describe. You tell me I can't say. But you are wearing an AJ Styles themed Christmas.
That's right, bro.
We don't
sweatshirt.
want none. Don't want none.
I think
Don't
he's gonna have a
want
big 2022. It looks like AJ's gonna have a big 2022.
and
And
then
then
about
our
AJ Styles. What are you talking about, AJ Styles? You talking about Grayson Waller.
Grayson Waller.
The
Grayson
Grayson Waller
Waller.
effect.
Grayson Waller.
Phenomenal. Grayson Waller.
In Cincinnati, he is a Bearcat reindeer combined together. The
1
Nasty
week from
Natty.
today, baby. 1 week from today, the greatest upset in the history of college football.
Playoffs.
It's also
Playoffs.
Christmas weekend.
Rick Ucchino, who is joining us from the Believe in Pro Wrestling podcast.
Not yet.
Believe.
Not yet.
Believe.
No, it's all right. Rick's just trying to meet his quota before he can get that last check and just get out of here. That's all right. As you guys can tell,
I'm not leaving altogether. All right, I'll still be sticking around for Smack Talk and
Yeah,
occasionally
he's
jumping
He's
in.
not
doing the
leaving.
John Cena route. He's going
not leaving, but he's taking the check. He's not leaving.
He's going Hollywood.
Then he's going Hollywood. That's what it's
they
time for
are
him to
based out of
return.
Los Angeles, so yeah, I guess I am. Maybe
Yes,
I
you
should,
are Hollywood, baby.
You're going Hollywood, bro.
No, we still love Rick. Great to have you here on the holiday show.
Yeah.
We if you guys can jump into the comments below, yes, please wear the sunglasses the whole
Yeah.
show.
The heel
Please wear the
glasses.
He's got heel glasses. You want heel on?
He
Ah,
can't
sorry.
even see in front of his screen with those.
I really can't.
Where's the cigar? Where's that cigar at?
I couldn't get the jungle gym.
We're drinking during the show, so it doesn't matter much. I don't think
It
you need to see
it
it.
doesn't
drinking during the
matter.
show. I was drinking before the show.
Hey Rick,
All right.
before we get into all these all this stuff for the year and where the hell is my tripod, bro?
Mm-hmm.
I know exactly where your tripod is.
It's Christmas. SummerSlam was in August. All right.
Are we doing this already?
We're doing this and we're recording it. We're on air. I've been saving this for months, bro.
Let it begin.
Come
This
on.
is Festivus.
I
We are
understand.
taping on Festivus.
An airing of grievances.
An airing of grievances, as Mr. Costanza would say, has already begun. We can't do any physical feats of strength. We can't wrestle each other because
Not
we're
with my
boxes
back.
in different parts of the
I can't do
country.
anything.
Your virtual
But
thumb
this is an
wrestling.
airing of grievances. Jose, please continue. What is going on with this tripod? We're pulling
Yeah,
back the curtain. We're not talking about wrestling. We're talking about the people who talk about wrestling.
We're talking about tripods.
So Rick and I were on assignment in Las Vegas for SummerSlam, right?
Mhm.
I'm on my way home. He needed the tripod because he was supposed to get another interview just in case. I'm like, no problem, go ahead, send it over whenever, right? 1 month. Yo, where's my
What?
tripod? 2 months.
What?
Where's my tripod?
Rick,
3
you
months.
picked the right time to put your sunglasses
Then-
on just to hide
then-
your shame.
Then He's like, all right, well, his son got. I know you had a lot of stuff go down. We don't need to put that out there, right? But yeah, I totally understand. I'm not gonna be able to. But you know what? This is a show,
year, folks.
This is a show. This is a show. All right, we got to put on some entertainment. Y'all want some drama? Rick, where the hell is my tripod, bro?
If you're watching right now in the comments, please write, "Where is my tripod?"
Well, supply chain issues. It's probably
you have the supply.
Yeah, the supply is already.
The shipping has been. Have you heard about this massive truck driver shortage and this, that, and the other? It's probably in Saskatchewan right now. Brock Lesnar's probably skinning it so he can cook it and eat it tonight. No, it is actually sitting in my garage, packed up, ready to go to the post office. It's there. I have it. It's packed up. This
is
nice
a total lack of professionalism.
He's going to use this. He's going to use this over at his new gig, the new website he's
You know what?
on.
When I leave in the new year, I'm just going to put that in the refrigerator, take a picture of it, and then send it to you. That's exactly
Jose. We'll be walking down Radio Row in Dallas at WrestleMania week, right? Walking down, saying hi.
He's doing an interview with my fucking tripod.
You just walk over and kick out the tripod. Now you just hold the camera when you talk to Bianca Belair for the 5th time in 4 weeks.
Hey, just meet me in St. Louis for the Rumble, and I'll give it to you there.
Okay.
Hey, save me the postage. Save me the postage. I'll
and I'll pay $500 in it. No.
Let's continue the airing of grievances. Jeremy, do you have to air any grievances here on our holiday spectacular?
Not that I can think of.
Can you air any grievances with the wrestling world in general?
Any grievances with the wrestling world in general?
Yeah.
Not really. It's a good time. It's a good time to be a wrestling fan. There's no ill will anywhere, but there will be some tribalism in the chat, I'm sure.
Okay, sure. Now, Rick, you're wearing your PC Principal sunglasses from. You look like PC Principal right now because you have the facial hair for it as well. PC Principal Rick Ucchino is with us.
The mustache is officially back, by the way. Maybe like 6 weeks ago, and it's officially back.
You've gone full Pringles.
It took you 6 weeks to grow a mustache, bro.
Full Pringles can.
6 weeks to grow a mustache. How long did it take you to get that tripod to me?
He's gone full Pringles
How long
can.
did it take you to get that tripod?
I do everything on my own time. All right, when I got time to do it, I do it.
Listen, this is a holiday special. There's no need to put on a character for us. Okay. All right.
What he can put on is your tripod on a shipping truck.
Yeah. But it's too much to ask.
Jose, do you no, Rick, you have any grievances to air? Jose's aired his.
Listen, this is gonna bring in views, bro.
Yeah, let me think.
Yeah, we're celebrating Festivus. My roommate Andy is. We're celebrating. Andy, can you get your keyboard and join us if you could for a moment?
Merry Christmas.
Just whenever you can.
Kwanzaa.
Whenever, if you can. My roommate Andy might bring his keyboard in at some point. So there you go.
I'm gonna have
his hands are freezing cold.
Kevin, your microphone's not working.
Right, so, Rick, what do you have for us? What do you have for us in grievances?
Oh, I'm thinking. Go ahead with yours. I know you guys.
Okay. Mine are I think fans that aren't grateful wrestling is back. Like in terms of like going to shows and stuff like that, is just a sense of gratuity that you get to enjoy live entertainment again. How quickly the collective of wrestling fandom became really jaded about wrestling just being back. We got it back sometime in the summer, right? It was AEW hitting Florida first, and then we had a WrestleMania in front of a live crowd, which was really, really impressive. And Jose, you said that you told me about how much of a special experience it felt to be a part of something like that. I remember going to a Raw in August and going to some AEW shows as well, and it was really, really special to be able to work wrestling shows during the pandemic without fans and be there and broadcast the shows for AEW. And then fans are back, and as quickly as possible, it turned to bitching and moaning. I was like, why can't people just be happy? Like when it's good, just let it be good. And I still have that issue with wrestling fans. They're louder when they hate something and they're quieter when they love something. And I would hope that would turn the corner, but that's, clickbait is still clickbait, still bait on the fish, and everyone's still biting at it.
Yeah, and that's kind of the first thing that popped into my mind too. I didn't want to take the low hanging fruit. Like I was trying to think of something else, but yeah, man, no, there is a large collection of the IWC, the wrestling internet community, who just loves to bitch for the sake of bitching.
Yeah.
And it's like, it doesn't matter what WWE, there is definitely a corner out there, at least it seems like it, that it doesn't matter what WWE does, it's shit. And whatever AEW does is the greatest thing since
It's glorious. Yeah.
bread. And it's not the case. Like, constructive criticism is fine and should be expected. And that's what I want out of my wrestling media people, is just constructive criticism. If you don't like something, that's fine, but back up your work. Don't just say, oh, this effing sucks or this. And don't be overly negative, man. And that's what I try not to be. I try not to be overly negative, focus more on the positive, unless things are just entirely egregious. Like the fact that Shinsuke Nakamura has been Intercontinental Champion since before SummerSlam and has defended that fucking title one time.
You mean Shinsuke Nakamura, my close personal friend, Shinsuke Nakamura?
He's wrestled more tag matches than he has single matches.
Nakamura one time. Well, he's gonna face somebody because they're gonna do this Christmas Eve gauntlet match to fill time. They were like, oh crap, we have a Christmas Eve special that we're taping. We need to fill time. Well, let's have every wrestler in the back that we haven't used in the last 6 months. Let's just have them fight for a shot at the Intercontinental title. You know, that title we haven't used in 6 months. That's my grievance. Can we please start treating these mid-card championships? The United States title is getting some pretty decent play under Damian Priest.
Raw's a longer show, though, too.
It is. I understand that. But damn.
Nakamura's on SmackDown every week.
Yeah.
So there's no room for him. He's
but
on there.
Sometimes he's just doing bits.
They're building, but they're just building Rick Boogs right now. That's exactly what they're using Nakamura for.
Every time they put a championship on Shinsuke Nakamura, they just use him as a parking spot. Remember the United States and Nakamura? Never defended the United States Championship. His first run with Intercontinental title was so forgettable. Again, not his fault, just because they didn't utilize him. They didn't have him defended. It was so forgettable that there were people who actually forgot that he was previously the Intercontinental Champion when he won it the second time.
Yeah.
And then they did it to him again.
So who's going to win that thing? Cesaro,
it is
Sami
taped.
Zayn?
I don't want to look up the spoilers.
Oh, yeah, I haven't looked at spoilers, so that's
if I had to guess, because I haven't looked them up myself, if I had to guess based off of booking recently, I would say Sami Zayn. Just because he's the guy. There's rumors that he signed a new contract recently.
Yep.
He's been heavily featured on SmackDown, even though it's been as more of a comedic character. Honestly, I wouldn't be surprised if Sami Zayn won the thing and then took the belt off of Shinsuke Nakamura, to be completely honest with you, because they seem more interested in putting him in the tag team division with Rick Boogs than actually utilizing him as a single star, which sucks because he's so much better than that.
Man, I just really wanted to see the Canadian alpha males, dude. I wanted to see Brock Lesnar and Sami Zayn have a tag team match and, possibly win the tag team champ. That would have been amazing.
Do you want to burn one of those $1.5 million Brock Lesnar matches you have in his contract?
Sure. To see something like that, it would be great.
It would be incredibly fun to see Brock Lesnar in a tag team, because I don't really think we've ever seen that.
No.
Brock's always been like this solo act. And this is coming from a guy who's been harping that I want to see the wrestler Sami Zayn return. I would love it if if all these tag team matches for the Canadian alpha males was Brock Lesnar destroying people and then pinning people, and Sami Zayn running around like an idiot, like he's the greatest thing in the
I'll be all
world.
for it.
The
Hell
thing
yeah.
is, though, Brock's too expensive for something like that.
I know he is, but he's showing up more.
Yeah.
If you've noticed this.
And he looks like he's having a lot of fun.
Yes, back when he was just bouncing around Paul Heyman's, Brock Lesnar, he'd win the title, he'd disappear for months at a time, they'd write him off with how many times has he been suspended now, that old trope. He's been around a lot more. He's showing a certain side of himself. He seems to be having a whole lot of fun. He and Sami Zayn have great chemistry with one another. If Brock loses at day one and he needs something to do, you could do a lot worse things than pair him up with Sami Zayn. And heck, take the tag team titles off of the Usos. Then you can keep that bloodline story going a little bit.
Yep.
Just a thought. WWE, I'm for hire, by the way, if you need more great ideas. Money talks. Money talks.
Worth noting here that a Paul Heyman segment is announced for this week's SmackDown after being attacked by Roman Reigns. His tribal chief. My tribal chief.
You know what? You got to give Paul Heyman credit there, man. He just stood there and took it like a man. There was no backing down.
Reminded me when Triple H sucker punched Kurt Angle.
Yep. He just stood there. He was like, well, I've accepted my fate.
Yep.
It's like he looked like I imagine somebody looks when they know they're about to get it in a car crash. Like, oh, there's nothing I can do.
All right, kind of fucked here.
It's like that video, and at this moment, he knew he had messed up.
Yeah.
When keeping it real goes wrong. So yeah, deep Chappelle Show reference for you there. So those are the airing of grievances. Can we get into the feats of strength that we've seen this year? Let's get into things that we love. This isn't like a year in review show. This is just kind of picking out our own personal little things that maybe feats of strength, things that were strong, that were special and unique. Someone we got to interview. Rick, go ahead. You raise your hand. Young Rick Ucchino. Richard, you raised your hand first.
All right, call me Richard Horshack.
Mr. Carter, Mr. Carter,
Mr. Kate.
I got to finish that. You got to be over the age of 28 to get that reference.
Yeah, more like 38.
Or watched TV Land in the 90s.
I'm going to take this in the literal sense. Feat of strength. Is there anybody more pound for pound impressive than Bianca Belair has been?
No one.
Oh my God.
Months. From hoisting Otis up on her shoulders and carrying him the length of the ring to giving a KOD to Doudrop this week. She finds more ways to impress people and just showcase how much of a freak athlete she is week in and week out. She has been impressive to watch this year. So I'm going to take that literally and just go ahead and give the crown to Bianca Belair on that one.
Jeremy, who's your feat of strength in 2021?
Feat of strength? How about Ilya Dragunov knocking down the giant Walter in probably the pro wrestling match of the year? Maybe there's a good 60-minute Broadway that just happened, but that was probably the pro wrestling match of the year between Dragunov and Walter. Him being able to topple a guy that held that title for so long was a tremendous feat of strength.
I remember you and I did the post show for that TakeOver 36. And the rematch was better than the first one. And they already had like a really, really hard act to follow. Yeah. And that's always hard to do. And when you have those individual matches and the next one, it has anticipation towards it. Mind you, the first one was in a TV set with no one there, and maybe one of the best no fans matches that WWE ever filmed, right?
Yeah.
And they had no Thunderdome too.
Every time I nod my head, I can feel Santa's legs moving.
Come on, Rick. You never had someone's legs on your head like that before? Come on.
Whoa.
Hey, I have 2 kids. It's pretty clear what the answer to that question is.
What'd you say there? What'd you say, Rick?
I said I have 2 kids. It's pretty clear what the answer to that question is.
So
how you doing? Hey,
how you doing?
Hey, how you doing? Hey, Tony.
All right, Jose. What is your feat of strength that you witnessed that you enjoyed? The positive thing that just took your breath away in this year.
The absolute evolution of one Seth Drippin' Rollins, dude. That guy has been an absolute god inside the ring, on the microphone, hella entertaining. His rivalry with Edge was one for the books, dude. Like the storytelling from the first match to the second match to the culmination in Hell in a Cell, dude. Everything was just absolutely perfect about that rivalry. That rivalry could have not gone any better. There was no one that could have gotten that out of Edge more than Seth Rollins did. And, man, he's absolutely killing it right now on Monday Night Raw with Owens, the partnership that they got. They hugged it out. They high-fived, bro. Like, this is, like, the best level of Seth Rollins and the best level of Kevin Owens that I've seen in all year. So, but Seth Rollins, dude, is on an entire different level.
Yeah, he's reinvented that character, and now, people are buying in. They're singing along to his theme song now, and this has been. I just love when I love when he dances coming out to it. It's tremendous, and he's
taking his moves, his hand dancing moves from the Asuka playbook. He knows that your hands are on camera before your feet are, so you got to move your hands.
I love that entrance, man.
I mean, even the subtle things that he like when he got jumped by the fan backstage on the stage, and then he had to come back out the next, later on in the night. What's the first thing that he does when he pops out on the stage? The old
look. Yeah,
Are we good? Are we good? Like, the guy is just a genius. He knows how to handle himself. It's almost amazing to think that he might be in his prime right now.
After all he's already accomplished.
Exactly.
Yeah.
He's just a Royal Rumble win away, maybe from a major push. Maybe he's the guy to dethrone Roman.
He's
down
only
the
35.
line.
I mean, he's only 35. So
that's something that we surprisingly didn't get when they were on the same brand.
Mm-hmm.
Because they don't want that happen yet.
They've done that singles match before. It's worth noting.
But we've also gotten Brock and Roman before.
But it feels fresh. It feels because it's a completely different.
It would not be hard at all to turn Seth Rollins into a babyface and have him fight Roman
if he stayed this ridiculous and charismatic.
So we talked about feats of strength for this year. How about a breakthrough, a wrestler, any promotion? Who broke through this year?
This isn't our best of the year episode, by the way.
No,
this
but
is just us riffing on things, by the way.
Who broke through? Because we're kind of just piggybacking off Seth breaking through this year with a completely different iteration. Who else broke through for you this year?
I mean, Roman came back, in 2020, but the real stretch of work I think got going in 2021 for him. In terms of how dialed in that character was. Mm-hmm. And furthermore, he was already a beloved character with casual wrestling fans.
Yeah.
But the turn that never came is, hardcore fans, dudes like in their 20s to 40s, just couldn't get into this guy. They thought he was too pushed down their throat. They could buy that he was a badass, but they thought he was the corporate manufactured one. And then when he just embraced the idea of like, yeah, I am everything I say I am, and I'm a heel now, and here's Paul Heyman to talk me up, and here's this act, and here are the Usos to NWO in the 90s-esque help me win everything while I say I'm the best. Like, he is playing at a level in terms of a subtlety with the character and the things he does. And I've always said Darth Vader. It reminds me of Darth Vader. Like, you're not going to beat Darth Vader easily. It's just not going to be an easy thing to do. And you're not going to be the same person after you do it. And I feel that way when someone takes this title off of him. It will feel like a really, really big deal. And I don't care who you are or how jaded you are about WWE, you're going to pay attention to it. If you're not watching it, you're going to want to know what happened with it if you think that's going to happen. And I don't care whether or not you can just say Vince sucks, SUX on the internet, and he needs to retire and all that crap that's redundant at this point, right? Roman Reigns has been really, really protected and is quite the attraction to see. The needle mover thing. It's 100% true.
And we said it last night on the top story. It's been a consistently compelling story for 2 years, and it keeps evolving. It's gone from against the Usos to now they're with him, and now it's Paul, and now you got Brock in here, and it's an evolution.
That's the breakout, though, because it's broken out of the mold of what WWE does.
It's just
we're like,
layers on layers.
There's a lot of layers to it. There's depths to it. It's his family. It's all these other different things. There's the overarching thing of when are we getting him in the Rock? So there's some anticipation of what you can do with it. And that isn't going to be the next thing they do. So it reminds me almost of Game of Thrones-esque, where you knew there was this whole different layer of possibilities that you can do with it. And then on top of it, you don't even need the title to do him and Roman. You can do that as a personal thing. So I've that's broken up because it was such a depthful story in comparison to other ones that kind of have ABC to them. And that's not bad. Simple stories can work, they work in AEW, they work in WWE when they do. And when they don't work, it's, this is too simple. This is too on the nose. Right. With Roman, it is subtle. At the same time, you can see it. It's all there. It's not too hard to follow at the same time.
I mean, think about this, is that Roman as a badass heel is more over than he has ever been in his entire career. And WWE, how many times have Roman and Brock, had big major matches and had this big rivalry? It's been going on for years, right?
At least 4 or 5 times. But this one, it doesn't feel like they've done it before.
Yeah, it feels different because Lesnar gets to show his personality.
It's a different dynamic. It's a totally different dynamic.
More people are invested now than they ever have been. And that is really hard to do for something that we have seen over and over and over again. But it, as you guys said, it's different. It's the same, but it's different. And it's just subtle changes and subtle tweaks and people flipping sides. And it's the best of what storytelling can do and what booking can do, and shows you if WWE wants to, they could do this shit from top of the card to the bottom of the card, but for whatever reason, they don't feel the need to do that. If you want to talk about breakthroughs, I got 2 words for you.
Sucking.
Cowboy shit.
Yeah.
Hangman Adam Page. You want to talk about the culmination of the best long-term storytelling and booking in wrestling in a long-ass time, from tag team Kenny Omega and Hangman Adam Page to him doubting himself, to him finding the Dark Order and then befriending him and getting his confidence back, to them saying, look, you are good enough to beat Kenny Omega. You can become the AEW World Champion. They drug this on for 2 years and didn't even drag it on. It was just natural and smooth. And at every step, it took. And this was long. You heard Tony Khan
smooth, like this Miller High Life.
Not an official
champagne of beers.
Not an
champagne
official
of beers.
Sponsor. I'm gonna have to blur that out now. I'm gonna have to blur that out now.
Are you gonna blur that out right now?
I'm gonna have to blur that out.
I mean, the champagne of beers or the champagne of men.
I remember Hangman as a very young wrestler in the decade with in Ring of Honor with BJ Whitmer. I think God, I can't remember who else was in that stable, but it just beginning his career, and watching him grow from that and evolve into what he's become now as the Hangman Adam Page, man. It's been tremendous to watch. And
kudos to Tony Khan on this one, to be honest with you, because there were I remember a lot of people saying Hangman should have been the first guy to win the AEW World Championship.
Yeah.
The best move he ever made was putting that title on Chris Jericho right off the bat, because it put
it gave casual people a reason to
Chris Jericho to this day, with maybe the exception of CM Punk and Bryan Danielson now, but Chris Jericho was the best signing that AEW ever made, because it immediately gave them relevancy. It was like, hey, look, we're legit. We are a legit company. We got Chris Jericho over from WWE. He was the perfect guy to put the title on. Tony Khan said, look, I had my first 4 world champions mapped out.
Yeah.
And he followed through on that.
Yep.
He followed through on it. And now Hangman Adam Page is the guy. He's one of the most over dudes in the company, with the exception of maybe Adam Cole.
Yeah.
Holy hell. Did you hear that response he got on Wednesday? God damn.
Yeah.
Anyway, but now he's world champion. He's having 60-minute Broadways with Bryan Danielson and going the banger matches with Kenny Omega. It's been fantastic to watch Hangman turn into Hangman Adam Page.
Jose, wrap this one up before we open up our proverbial wrestling gifts for 2022.
Oh crap! I didn't give you guys anything. No one told me.
Don't worry, Don't worry, Rick. I got you the same thing I got you last year, but in blue. So
a tripod.
So I think this year, for a breakthrough when it comes to talent, I think Daniel Bryan did such an amazing job this year, just because of what he did all year long in WWE. Put on a great match at WrestleMania, put on a great exit match on SmackDown with his rivalry with Roman. Then he shows up on AEW, puts on a hell of a match, goes 30 minutes with the AEW champion Kenny Omega to a draw, goes 60 minutes most recently with Adam Hangman Page. The guy's on an absolute tear, has not had a loss. He's undefeated in AEW. I think this is like the year of Daniel Bryan, or Bryan Danielson.
And I understand the transition there, the phrase. Yeah.
I have one more, if I can just throw out one name real quick. Somebody who's not in AEW, somebody who's not in WWE, but is absolutely all over the place and is still over with pretty much everybody, even though he is cursed at the moment and has a broken leg. This has been the year of Danhausen.
Very nice.
Yep.
How about Matt Cardona and the work he's done in multiple promotions? He showed up in NWA now. He's going to be fighting for the title in Impact. He held the GCW championship as well. My breakthrough guy, though, I think 2.0 came a little late in the year. So guys like Braun Breaker and Grayson Waller, maybe next year we talk about them. I'm going to say King Xavier Woods. And this started even before the King of the Ring. He was finally starting to get featured in prominent singles matches with guys like Randy Orton, I believe AJ Styles as well. and he delivered. And then look what happens when you put him in with a match with Roman Reigns. It turned into gold. It was a tremendous main event. And so I think finally they realized that one of the last remaining members of the New Day that had not gotten a singles push had a hell of a year with some matches against some future Hall of Famers for sure.
He should be challenging Roman Reigns at day one. I'm just going to throw that out there. They should have kept going forward with that.
Yeah.
So the year ahead, we all want something for Christmas, right?
Yeah.
Not everyone gets to have the PS5 they want that we've wanted for a year.
I already got one.
Good on you. I'm burping.
I need an Xbox though.
Thank you for the coverage. What do you want to open up next year? What do you wrestling wise, what do you want to have happen? What do you see as a possibility that could happen that you want? Not saying a wrestling prediction, something you want to see happen. I have a couple ideas, but Jose, let's start with you.
I want to see Kevin Owens have a WWE title run, man. I want to see him be the top guy. I've been a Kevin Owens fan for several years. I think it's his time. I think 2022 is going to be a very good year for Kevin Owens. He re-signed multi-year contract. He's in a good place. He's doing the best stuff he's done since 2016. I think it's about time Kevin Owens gets his WWE title run.
Can't disagree with that. Jeremy, get in there.
I give you the gift of the phenomenal Grayson Waller. This guy could not have cared any less about him at the beginning of NXT 2.0 as a babyface. As soon as he turned heel, he turned into one of the top guys in that promotion. And look what's going on now. He's got a program with AJ Styles. They're bringing in AJ Styles to NXT. He took out Johnny Gargano. He is now going to face AJ Styles. The job he has done over the past month and a half has been phenomenal, so to speak. So the gift of Grayson Waller and what they're going to do with him, because I think Braun Breaker gets called up quickly in 2022.
Maybe he gets a belt, but it's short. It's just I've
been saying this for a while, that I don't even think that Braun Breaker may even get the belt. I think he may lose.
If he loses,
that's to the main roster.
Yeah.
And Grayson Waller is going to be your next
heel.
the next NXT champion. He's going to be the guy to take that championship off of Tampa.
Look at all you guys saying nice things about NXT. Isn't this nice? This is pleasant.
Look, the show itself is not as good as it used to be, but it is serving its purpose.
Developing stars.
Developing the next crop of stars,
which is what it was always supposed to do.
And it's generally entertaining. They threw a lot of shit at the wall to see what would stick, and not all of it stuck. But I mean, Grayson Waller, Braun Breaker, Joe Gacy, all of those guys have really shined in this 2.0 era.
If you think about it, the show got so good that it was consistently better than Raw and SmackDown from a creative standpoint. And so many NXT people who went up, not all of them, but a lot of the ones who went up fizzled out, didn't go anywhere. It happens, for one reason or another. It's no different than a minor league baseball player coming up and all of a sudden he's hitting 450 in AAA and he can't bat his weight in the majors, for some
college
reason,
guys that are fast in college football but not fast in the NFL.
Exactly. It's no different. You see all these people, these really talented people who are failing to get over on the main roster for one reason or another. You started to see the most talented people want to stay and say, no, NXT is my home. And a lot of those people now are over in AEW because NXT ain't NXT anymore, which is why if Johnny Gargano comes back to WWE, it's going to be on the main roster. I don't think it's going to be in NXT. The show got so good that the next crop of stars didn't want to leave NXT. So
I'll add to that.
On the individuals and not so much the show because they want the next crop of main event WWE guys.
The gift I want to open up is still say a developmental, but give me more of those collaborations. It was exciting to see AJ walk out there this week.
Yeah,
it was exciting, and you could tell it was different and fresh for him. Even though he has an active program with developing another guy, right? He's at that point. All right, I'm going to do things with young guys and make young guys. Cool. That's exciting for a veteran wrestler to do. But every time you really got to make it work. You're working from a negative. You're working with somebody below you to get them up to your level, right?
It was a good promo too.
It was great promo. So you take that, and my thing is, I like NXT. I still think it's a refreshing show. It isn't the same NXT, but it's definitely different from Raw and SmackDown. And a seismic differences in terms of the crowd, in terms of the production, the amount of vignettes, the style of match. You get a lot more exciting stuff in shorter matches than you would on Raw or SmackDown. They give away a lot more athleticism than maybe you would even get on a Raw or SmackDown.
Very, very
Take
true.
that show out of Florida. Get it on the road. Get that show on the road, and you will see that this show still has a connection with hardcore wrestling fans who want something WWE that isn't the same as Raw and SmackDown. There is still a desire for that. Also, I don't know if you guys know this. I know this from like working at live events. There are venues that want WWE, that want a WWE show. They're not an arena. That are not a 10,000 seat arena. And I don't think with the way live entertainment has gone that it's bad to say in a post-pandemic world that hopefully we're in 2022, that you could run a wrestling show and say, wow, 3,000 people is great for a WWE show. I think WWE says, no, that isn't great for us. We want to run arenas. But I would hope the major promotions embrace the idea of different venues, and NXT is the show that can do that for WWE. Jose, get in the mix, baby. What do you want in 2022?
Well, I just want everyone to stop bitching about how WWE is stupid and AEW is better, or vice versa. At the very end, and it's wrestling. We're supposed to be loving it. We're supposed to be wrestling fans. So just enjoy the product. Stop complaining and just watch the match. Let the people that cover it. All right, let the people that cover it are in the situation. Let us react for you, okay? Don't be stupid.
We'll tell you if it's good.
We'll tell you if it's good.
Don't watch the show. Just watch us. We'll tell you.
Exactly.
We'll watch it for you.
I got a couple of gifts that I'd like to
get them in there
in 2022. First things first, I would love a Damian Priest WWE title run in 2022.
Wow.
This is a guy who has been absolutely on fire and arguably the best booked superstar all year. Has not lost for a full year. Has not been pinned in singles competition in a full year. That is Brock Lesnar, Roman Reigns, Becky Lynch level booking. And he's one Royal Rumble win away, for something like that. I'm not saying it has to happen early in the year, but it should happen before the end of 2022.
I can see him being that post-Mania guy that gets put into a title program too, just to keep it fresh too.
Here's another thing that I would love to open, because I have a feeling what the Becky Lynch storyline is going to be heading into Royal Rumble, or heading into WrestleMania. If Bayley is healthy, I think that's the direction they go. Give me Io Shirai winning the Royal Rumble to challenge Charlotte Flair for the SmackDown.
Oh yeah, let's shake it up. Let's shake it up. We're always talking about who wins the Rumble.
If you remember, Io Shirai was the one who took the NXT title off of Charlotte Flair, but she did not pin Charlotte Flair to do it. I think Io Shirai is one of these people who's been long overdue for a main roster call up, if that's something that she is interested in doing. And I want to see her on SmackDown immediately challenging Charlotte. And one more quick thing. I would like to see Montez Ford win a singles championship in 2022.
Yeah.
Start the rise of Montez Ford. You don't have to split him up from Angelo Dawkins.
Put them all in my stocking, Rick.
You don't have to split him up from Angelo Dawkins, but you
throw some fun-sized Snickers on top, and I'm happy.
If you ain't going to do a damn thing with Shinsuke Nakamura right now, what would it hurt to put the IC title on him?
Yeah,
my personal friend Shinsuke Nakamura.
Other than the fact that they're on different brands, but you could fix that. It's WWE; they make up the rules. Okay.
You had that moment last year with Edge and Christian hugging in the Royal Rumble. How about another moment where you have Io Shirai staring down Asuka? The heat off of the crowd for that, man, they would be popping if that stare down happened at the Rumble this year.
One other quick thing, because I think we're being WWE heavy. Give me Ember Moon in AEW.
Yeah. Or please. Impact. Knockouts is a great division.
It is. It is. But there's a lot of people who don't have access TV, and I want to see, including myself, I would love to see Ember Moon back on my TV screen again. Give me Ember Moon versus Thunder Rosa. All right. Give me Ember Moon versus Dr. Britt Baker, DMD. Give me Ember Moon versus Jade Cargill, please. Give me Ember Moon versus Riho. That's what I want to see in 2022. Please, thank you. Signed, sealed, and delivered. Tony Khan, please. You're doing great with all these signings. Kyle O'Reilly makes a lot of sense. So does Ember
Yeah.
Moon. Or not.
Have we opened up all of our proverbial gifts that may happen in 2022? I have one. I have one more.
I do have a gift for everybody coming up
You
next
do?
week, by the way. Yes, little parting gift, even though I'm leaving SK from on the full-time basis. But I got one more interview that will be dropping next week ahead of day one.
Who could it be?
Very fitting.
Uh-huh.
Talked to this guy about, I don't know, a half dozen to a baker's dozen times this year, but I got
almost as many times as you talked to us.
I got one more chat with Drew McIntyre dropping.
Yeah.
22 minutes I sat down with this man. I'm sitting here going into this interview going, what the hell am I going to ask him? It is, I've asked him everything under the sun.
Hello, Rick. How are you?
Still went 22 minutes with the guy. I did ask him, by the way, if we could ever see him back in NXT on NXT 2.0 and
Great
who
question.
he would like to step up to. And I think you're going to like his answer. That will be coming out next Thursday. So that is my parting gift to all of you.
Thank you.
Very nice. Thank you. We really appreciate that, Rick.
I'll end on this. We end on this one. We all want it. I want to open it, but I don't want to open it. I'll let the dust settle on it underneath the Sportskeeda Christmas tree. But I will open it, Jose, maybe when you and I are chugging beers at a hotel bar on night 1 or night 2 in Dallas, Texas, Arlington, Texas, WrestleMania. I don't know if we get the match, but give me something with Roman Reigns and his uncle, the biggest movie star in the world, The Rock. Give me something. We wanted The Rock at his 25th anniversary in New York City. He can't do it. Quarantine, overseas, filming a network TV show. All right, okay. Give me The Rock's big last run at his own nephew, his own flesh and blood. Give me uncle versus blood versus blood.
Cousin.
I want it.
Cousin.
Whatever. All right. I want.
It's actually a
family
big,
feud.
huge difference.
Not his drunk uncle.
All right. You give me that, or you give me Ray versus his
No,
father. I want families fighting.
Roman is Sika's son.
Yes.
Sika is Ata, which I think is Dwayne's mother, his sister or brother's sister. That's how they're related. So
we'll send you the family tree, Kev. We'll send you the family tree for Christmas.
It's a big ass tree. But
imagine, by the way, if you will, because we're going to be in Texas, right? So imagine if Roman Reigns is still your Universal Champion. He retains over whomever he's going to be fighting that night.
Ooh, I got one more gift I want to open, though.
Sure. I got one more, too.
He's standing tall at the end of the night, and then all of a sudden, the glass breaks. And Stone Cold Steve Austin comes down, and they're staring face to face, and everybody thinks it's going to be some kind of angle is going to be happening. And then
Grayson Waller.
Grayson Waller shows up. Yes. No,
it was me the whole time.
Then then The Rock's music hits. He comes down. We get Roman, Rock, and Austin. Austin stuns Roman, rock bottom to Roman, and we close out WrestleMania in Dallas with The Rock and Stone Cold chugging beers.
Yeah, let's get Triple H out there, give him a pedigree too. Come on.
Can we please get Lesnar versus Lashley? Can we please get that? 2022. We've been wanting it. The fans want it. What's Roman? What's Brock doing? Why is he tucking Bobby Lashley?
I've asked him.
Let's get it done.
Lashley.
There wasn't too many AEW gifts, so let me give you the gift of MJF as world champion.
Ooh, that'd be a nasty one. I would love to boo that.
I got a personal one real quick. Give me Jimmy Wang Yang appearance in the Royal Rumble.
Oh,
I missed that theme song.
You trained me.
Oh, that guy trained me. That guy trained me.
We want Wang
man
in the Royal Rumble.
I want to see him two-step his way down to the ring.
And give me his daughter in the Women's Royal Rumble.
Yeah. There you go. You go. I love just getting your people some spots. Getting your people some spots.
I got to show love when I can.
I have to say, before we wrap up here, so much thanks to people you don't see on camera. I know you guys see us on camera a lot, but so much thanks to Aranava, to Raju, to Roni, to Cybershack, to Avaroth. These are the guys that edit a bunch of content you see on Sportskeeda on YouTube and our now listicle channel, our list channel, Wrestle Binge. They edit a bunch of this stuff together and spend a lot of time on scripts and different things. They'll send me a script. I'll change everything about it and write in all these weird jokes. and then they have to edit in things like Brock Lesnar and Heath Slater in a Lethal Weapon movie. Like, it's just as I said it into a microphone, they have to make it work. I appreciate those guys so much. They do such incredible work. I'm so grateful. This isn't a toot my own horn. I got to do a few videos with them, and you guys got to do plenty of videos with them that millions of people saw this year. And I know for the diehards who watch our shows on YouTube and Facebook and stuff like that, that listen to us yammer on for 45 minutes, the short videos are the ones that people really see. And these guys put a lot of work into these from top to bottom in every specific way. And they become huge hits for the company. And I'm so grateful that Sportskeeda gets behind that and understands that, and then gives us this playground to work with. I'm so thankful to the company for stepping in this year for me. I was on the shelf. Rick knows about that. I'm thankful to Jose saying, "Oh, you're available? Well, someone's going to email you in a few hours." and I remember having that conversation, and it was, you're going to be talking to someone today. And I remember that was a situation where got laid off from radio. I got laid off from a web job at another wrestling website. All right. So let's just say I was out of the zone for a moment. But it was just a moment. And I was always so thankful of that, Jose. I know we're just on a show, but when I reached out, you were like, "Oh," it wasn't even like, "Hey, I'm looking for work." It was just like, I'll come on whenever, it wasn't like a job. Like, "Hey, I'll come in and just hang out." And you're like, "No, you're gonna work." Like right away,
put you to work, boy.
"Oh, you're gonna work, kid." Like,
I'm gonna put you to work.
And
Absolutely.
Jose, I'm always indebted to you for that. I'm always indebted for you for that. I'm always grateful to you for that. It was
not a problem, man.
It's been a very challenging year, and I'm very grateful for you guys too. And we're all getting through this thing at the same time. And I really, really want to get drunk and then yell at Rick for not having your tripod.
Real quick, shout out to social media guy Mike. He's no longer with us.
Yeah.
But that guy did so much freaking work and went to bat for us so many times over the course of over the year. Mm-hmm. Just everything that guy did. And I by the way, he's not dead. He took another job.
Dead to us. Dead to us.
He's dead to us now, but I do appreciate all his work.
Yeah. Get in there, boys. Say your heartwarming things.
Well, I made my camera debut with Jose and Rick and Denise Salcedo almost a year ago today.
That's right.
And doing the year-end thing. First time I had jumped on the camera, and been thankful to work with you guys over the past year in a more permanent role, sometimes filling in on Smack Talk, and then, of course, evolving into the top story, man. Had a blast and looking forward to what we can do next year. Of course,
I see you more than my own family, Jeremy.
I know. All the trivia shows we've done, all the fun shenanigans we've had there, and all the fun we have here every weekday, man. Just thankful that I'm able to do that with you guys, because I have a hell of a lot of fun doing it. 2
years ago, I lost my radio gig, where not my full-time radio gig, but I held a local show in Cincinnati where I was talking about professional wrestling. And during the pandemic, we lost our sponsor. And I'm like, well, that dream's dead. No, it turns out it wasn't. It was that dream was kept alive by Sportskeeda, and they kept me going, and they brought me in on a contract and said, "Hey, we like what you do there. Just do it over here and do more of it." And over the last 2 years, I've gotten to cover my first WrestleMania, cover my first SummerSlam, interview literally dozens of WWE superstars and other wrestlers from promotions not in WWE. And I've had an absolute blast doing it. And this new endeavor that I'm starting out next year with the Believe Podcast Network would not be possible without, SK, all the people behind the scenes, and all of you guys, for making me better and pushing me and talking me off the ledge, because I'm not mentally right in the head. So when I start bitching in our private chats and everything, you guys pull me back.
Taking bumps on the floor, Rick.
I gotta stop doing that. Actually, my back kind of put an end to that. But yeah, man, I can't thank everybody enough. Everybody who's followed me, watched me over the last 2 years. Again, it's not goodbye, but it's smell you later. That's just what it is. I'll still be here for Smack Talk, and I'll be doing some other minor stuff every now and again. I'll do my occasional run in on the top story, but if you like what I do here, follow me over to the Believe Podcast Network and follow me on Twitter at Rick Ucchino. I appreciate it.
Jose, close us out.
Man, it's been I'll tell you guys, it's been a crazy year. It's been I started a little bit over after a year. Rick started with SK. I started in November, a little bit actually in October of last year of 2020, and just doing all this video stuff. We didn't start doing live streaming stuff until earlier this year, and that was because we were changing our strategies and whatever. But I'm glad that we did, because I have this group of guys that are like-minded, like me, that understand what's going on with the business. And I thank SK for the opportunity for allowing us to provide this content to you guys, because we're one of a kind, guys. This is like a news network for wrestling. Who else is doing this? There's nobody else doing it like we
at the
do
scale.
here.
No.
The scale. Okay. And I am grateful that I was able to put some of this stuff that I had in my head and bring it to you guys. All the stuff that you see on the overlays, on the designs, on the ideas for trivia.
Jose's doing all that.
Those are things that I'm doing, that we're all collaborating on. And I'm so glad that I am able to bring all this stuff to you guys, and that you guys like it, and that thousands and thousands and millions of people get to see this. So I'm very grateful for that. I'm grateful that we have such a badass team, because you guys are badass.
Once again, thank you to everybody at Sportskeeda. So thankful to them. All the writing team as well. I don't want to forget you guys as well. Matt Black. A special shout out to someone who had a really hard year at Sportskeeda. Our very own Greg Bush. Greg has been home now for quite some time. He was at one point in a coma, was in a hospital for a very long time with a very bad bout of COVID as well. While doing all the things you're supposed to do with COVID, he was still dealing with that and a lot of complications. Send a very special holiday message to him. Greg, you're gonna get through this whole thing, and you'll be right there at the bar with us at WrestleMania. Hopefully, we'll be chucking up and once again making fun of Rick not giving Jose his tripod. So we're hoping to have you back on here.
I'm not gonna let that go. I'm not letting that go, Rick.
Tripod. Gotta beat
it. Actually, it's me, the one that's not letting it go.
No, it's sitting in your garage.
It's sitting in my garage.
Yeah.
All right. Once again,
I'm telling you right now,
every time you mention the tripod,
if that thing cost me over $15 to ship, you ain't getting it back. I'll see you in Dallas.
Then I want $35 PayPal to me by tomorrow.
The negotiations
that's
are happening.
Not a bad
live.
idea. I might just go that route. It might be.
All right.
If
you've been with us for nearly 52 minutes of us,
you sick bastards.
We came into the show with zero prep. We put on sweaters. That was the prep.
That was our prep. Yeah, that was our prep.
I couldn't even find a sweater, so I found my daughter's reindeer ear. Get up here. That's
all right. So once again, if you're listening to the diehards who listen to our show, to the James Espanto, Fernando guys, to the CRCs, all right, to the people that are in the chat every single day watching this and jumping in there, whether you're live or on demand, we love you. We care about you. We want to do all the things you ask us to do on the show. There are things we can't respond to in real time. We're going to try and do them as much as we can. We're going to try and do merch. We're going to try and have a watch out t-shirt if we can get one. We're going to try and do all that stuff. We hear you. We love you. We appreciate you. Cover your nose and mouth when you're out and about. All right. Get that jab in the arm. Get that jab in the other arm. Boost up, baby. Shake them ropes. Fire up for a comeback, because 2022 is going to be you doing big boot, 3-punch, leg drop, 1, 2, 3, baddie goes home, flex and pose, all right? It's going to be all about Sportskeeda, baby, because when I ask you, when you're watching wrestling, you only got one answer. You only got one answer, what you're going to do. What you going to do when you watch wrestling. You yell, oh, hell yeah. Oh, hell yeah. And what else do you do, boys? Tell them what they do.
Merry Christmas,
enjoy it.
Filthy animals.
Enjoy wrestling.
Yeah.
Merry Christmas, Hanukkah, Kwanzaa.
One beer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sugar
Let me
cookies.
talk to you.
Ho-hos.
What?